Mm. Hello, welcome to the stream. I'll be sculpting a torch today in ZBrush. Got everything set up. We'll be starting soon. I'm gonna just make sure everything is prepped. Okay. I'll be working on the wood part first, adding in bigger shapes. Let's start with clay buildup. First, I want to add this sort of shape. It's going to be transferred through normals mostly. Okay, my ZBrush for some reason stuck. Okay, it's fine. That was a bit weird. Reduce the size a bit. Okay, this seems fine. I'm just gonna be adding like big chunks right now. No like major details or anything like that. Mm, okay. I'm not really worried about the surface below because you won't be able to see it. Let's trim it down a bit. So we added some material which we can sculpt on now. I'm gonna trim down the shape and then I think the intensity is a bit too much. Yeah, this is better. After I smooth out the overall shape, I can add some more lines with details to it. What I need to worry about the most is just maintaining the correct shape. And it will be fine. And because like I'm not making it as a separate piece, I'm just making it connected. That will as well reduce the topology. I'll have a bit less control over it, but it doesn't matter too much. It's like a secondary asset, and because of the lightning and the flame on the torch, the VFX that I'll add later, won't really be able to see the top parts too much. Let's maybe increase the size a bit more. Let's remove this bottom sharp line. Don't want it to have any sharp lines. And if there is like too much material on it, I want to trim it down quite a bit. Okay. Just gonna smooth out overall shapes. Okay, it's already looking better. Now let's use them standard brush and elevate it where I want it elevated. Like these, I'm gonna add lines in between. This is sort of gonna bring out that cloth texture. Okay, let's see. Let's add some highlights. Okay, let's go back to trim dynamic and smoothen out these surfaces so they're not too sharp. And sharpen some that I want to be sharper. To be honest, this is my first time making something like this, so I'm just going with the trust the process method. Okay. This is a bit too soft. And here it's a bit too soft. Okay. Okay, and let's sharpen these. They're looking a bit too soft right now. Okay, I like how that look. Let's move on to the tree bark. I can add some more details later. Okay, let's go with clay buildup. So what I want is to have that sort of texture. So like it's kind of breaking up like this. Okay. So I'm gonna use clay buildup and add some lines. And they will serve as a base for the crevices, and then we can work on them further. Okay, then trim dynamic, increase the size quite a bit. Yeah, I could probably go with the smooth brush. Smooth them out first. Yeah, this is working nicely. Okay. Mhm. What I'm doing right now is just working on the bigger shape. You can already see like how it looks overall. You can already see those crevices. Now, if I go with the dump standard brush and add some extra cuts where I want the crevices to be deeper. Okay. Now sharpen the opposite ones, a bit less intensity. Okay. And let's reduce the size more. Can add some smaller crevices. Increase the intensity and drop down the size. Yeah, works well. So the cracks usually would be forming like around the bigger cracks. Okay. I need to make sure that the grain is all going in the same direction as well. Okay. Now let's trim them down a bit. So these sharper lines, not so much. Okay. Gonna trim down these sharper lines because wood doesn't have that sharp lines. Most of the sharp lines are gonna be on the edges. So like here, there would be a sharper line. That's basically what I need to work on. And the inside here, it's really soft. So like these lines are really sharp. They need to be sharp, but not that sharp. And that's why I'm trimming them down. As you can see, like when I'm trimming them down, I'm sort of moving where the sharpness is. And this helps a lot. Okay. Some lines like are just too soft as well. Like here, these crevices, they're really soft. Well, so when I trim them down, I add some variation to it. And I additionally make them a bit sharper. This line is really soft. This is like the biggest crack. Well, I'm not like really focusing on the micro details because the whole asset is going to be small. I mean, you will be able to see it a lot inside the environment, but it's still small. Like most of the time, it's just going to be walked by and not look at closely, so I don't have to go into micro detail. Okay. Now, clay drag. I'm gonna import an alpha over tree texture. Let's see. I needed to go the opposite direction. Too intense. Increase the size and mask this out. the top bit. So it's not affected at all. So we'll do. Okay. 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 You can see this is adding the micro detail. Just need to be careful on the line where it crosses this. See, this added a lot of micro detail by using an alpha. And it's not super consistent, so I'm gonna go into trim dynamic and add variation. I'm gonna smooth out some areas where there is more height. Make it look a bit more real that way. Although not where the crevices are. So I want the creases to stand out more. But like you can see how this is too detailed right now. It's doing too much currently. Increase the size distance to it, like this. Smooth this out. Oh. Okay. Add some variation here as well. Especially this part. Okay. Looking good so far. And let's go. Last time was dumb standard brush. Reduce its size to the minimum. Add some smaller crevices around the bigger ones. There's sort of like these tiny little cracks that you can barely see. If you go far away, can't really see them, but they're gonna be adding some more texture to it. Okay. I like how that's looking. When I add the materials for the class and for the wood, it's gonna look better, so I don't have to worry too much about it. Let's move on to the metal. So what I wanna do is go with like a big brush and add like chunks, take away chunks and add chunks to it, like this. Making it look forged instead of being just plain. And if I go to clay, switch to spray and then squares, increase the size of it. It's gonna improve that sort of chunkiness. Okay. Straighten out these bumps. Look at this. If you compare the two, it's like a 2-second difference, but you can already see how much changed. And these lines, they're too straight, so I want them to be sharp, but reasonably sharp. Actually, they're quite, that's fine. I could probably leave them like that. I want to keep the sharpness, I think. Right, let's do the same with this one. It's taking away too much material. Okay. And the clay. Okay. Okay, that's done. Probably go like smooth. Yeah. They were too sharp, so I just go with smooth. And they get that rounded shape. So in the reference I have it connected in a different way. But I like how this looked, so I wanted to... But I changed it to the chains. So let's reduce the size. And take away maybe a bit more. Not so much. Just going taking away some of the material from the chains. So they look a bit older. Because right now they look just like perfect chains. This already makes a huge difference. I'm adding some variation to it while maintaining the shape. Okay. Let's move on to the bigger part. Here I wanted to make some changes. I wanted to make this top part a bit more angular. So I'm gonna add quite a bit of clay on top here, like this. Let's see how that look. Let's trim it down. I'm just trying stuff out right now. Hmm. If I don't like how it looks, I can just go back to the rounded shape. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go back with the rounded shape. Somewhere there. Okay. So I'm gonna take away chunks of the material, not that much, like this. It doesn't giving it straight away that sort of metal-y look, which I want. Okay. Do the same for this one. Okay, let's add some sharpness now to these edges. So like here, I want them to be really sharp. Not sure how should I add that sharpness now. Don't know. Definitely want this to be a bit sharp. I think I could just take away from the material over here. Let me see how will that look. This is looking much better than I thought. This is all a bit too soft here, too rounded. So what I'm gonna do is cut away at some shapes like this. Now it looks a bit more metal. Okay, and do the same here. What's going on? Okay. Oh, okay. Let's keep going. Same issue here, the side is too soft. Okay, it looks nice and bumpy on the sides as well. Let's add the alpha now. Import. It's looking okay. I should increase the brush size. Probably add them in chunks like this. It's gonna add some variation. Same on the chains. And here on this part as well. That's a bit too much. Mm. Okay. See, there are some clear connection lines, so I'm gonna go with from dynamic. Just smooth some of them out. Should be here as well. And the side is looking better now. Okay. See how they look together. Yeah, I think this is looking good. What was that sound? Oh, thanks for the follow. I was like, because that's my first follow in stream. Martin Sculpt. Thank you for the follow. That was a bit loud. Although I'll have to tweak the settings on that. Thank you. I appreciate it. Just gonna clean up some areas now. Where I think it's too much detail, especially on the chains here. Want to add some more variation to it. This alpha was a bit too intense for the smaller chains. I should have reduced the intensity before adding it. Can't really change much right now, so I'll have to manually clean them up. Okay. Looks alright, let's check the bottom one as well. This one looks a bit better. Not here though. Super stretched. Too stretched. Okay. What's up with the camera? There you go. Couldn't see the top of the chain. Okay. I think I'm gonna be done with this for now. I'm gonna export it and go to texturing. I wanna see how it's gonna look. So let's quickly process the mesh. Hopefully that doesn't take long. Shouldn't be too bad. Right? Last time I was processing the gate, it took ages to process because the object was so big and it had so many polys. With much smaller objects, it takes so much less time. No issues at all. to something like 75k. Yeah, that works. No worries, Martin. Yeah, I'm optimizing it. So what I'm doing right now is decimating, and then I'll use the zero measure to bring down the topology. So like these are the high polys basically. 75k. Okay. Let's see. So like usually I would use the zero measure and then UV in Maya. And if zero mesh doesn't do what I want, like if it breaks the mesh or the poly count is too high and I can't reduce it anymore with zero mesher, I would go manually retopologize it. So like for the environment I'm working right now, I'm making it game ready. So I'm trying to optimize it to the best of my ability. And because it's the Dark Souls 3 inspired environment, the benchmark for me is 60 FPS in game. So basically I'm optimizing everything so it runs on 60 FPS. As long as like I don't get over that limit, I'm fine. What was I doing? Right, FBX export. There you go. One sec. I'm gonna be exporting stuff. You probably can't see the window of the export. Okay. Now let's duplicate, hide these. Let's see how this works. Shouldn't be a problem. I didn't add like that super detail. Yes, I can bring it down a bit more. Okay. Do the same for the other one. This one might be a bit more problematic because of the chains. Yeah, 12k. Yeah, that's a bit problematic. Might have to manually retopo this chain piece. I don't want to waste that much topology on it. Should have probably made it a separate piece. That's all. It's fine. So let's export this. Okay. One sec, I'll open up my. Right. Let me. Give me a sec. Just changing the windows. Okay. Let's import the files. Call this torch body high. Oh. Okay. I should probably just call this a torch high. Not confusing myself. Okay, and let's import the low poly one. Let's call this flow. Okay. What I want to do now is retopologize this quickly without wasting too much time. Okay. Kind of want this to be like just a big line. How should I do this? Let me see. Let me try a different approach. So I think I'm gonna separate these pieces. Okay, that's a bit too much. Let's select all these chains. Like this. Combine. And select all these chains. Combine. Okay. Let's unparent this. Parent this. Parent this. Okay. And remove these. There you go. Wait, these got separated as well? Bit annoying. Okay. Okay. Needs to be part of it. Quickly rename stuff. So I can quicker. Orient between them. Okay. Let's hide these quickly. Okay. Quadro, retopology. What I want to try to do is go with Simple shape like this. Okay. Somehow I need to make the connection at the bottom, which is not going well. See if I can do it like this. It's not liking it. Okay. It's really not liking it the way I'm doing it. Let me do something different. Keep the light surface for this. Okay. This way I can preserve quite a bit of topology without actually doing anything. Hopefully it works. Not sure if it worked. Hopefully it will. Okay. Let's hide this for now. Actually, I could combine these pieces. This. And this. Combine them. And then read history. Turn off light surface on the chains. Okay. 10 life surface for this quadro. Probably add some edge loops in these. Preserve the shape. It's quite a simple piece to retopo. It's nice, straightforward. There is not too much detail, which I have to worry about as well. And I can additionally reduce the poly count quite a bit. This is a bit slower than using the zero mesher. but it's still okay. The bottom part, I don't need that many polygons, so I can just go and do this. Connect them to each other. It's gonna significantly reduce the poly count. Now just connect them. Nice. Okay. See, now I can do this one. Okay. Where is it? Am I okay? So I can just go and clone it. I think it's not gonna work. Let's just quickly retopologize this as well. The topology is the same, but the object itself is a bit different. So I have to do it manually again. Like the details are slightly different. I'll have to add some additional loops in as well. So I need to add a loop here, loop here. Here and here. Okay. Let's see, I could. No, let's just leave those. Fine. Okay. Hmm. This is like the most boring part in the whole workflow, when you have to manually retopologize stuff. Because something doesn't work out in ZBrush. Although with time you get used to it. Yeah. Sometimes it's just satisfying, you know. Just add in, especially when it's like nice and easy and it's clean, so you don't have to worry about it too much. see. What was that? Accidentally connected the wrong edge loop. Would have been pretty bad if I didn't see that. Okay, that's done. I can combine them. Edit history. Let's combine the cubes. Edit history. Play top, play bottom, chain. Let's remove the live surface. Okay. Where is that? Good. Can't select the correct ones. Okay, there you go. Now, this is the quickest to retopologize. Just need to not cut the edges too much, and we're fine. Okay. Kind of want to add that line on the top there. Can do that with extrusion later. Should probably do it now. Let me see. Just slightly extrude this. Slightly extrude this. Like that. Okay. Same here. As you can see, separating the mesh is quite a bit help. I don't have to worry about how they're going to connect in terms of topology. Well, they initially were separate meshes, so I should have probably just done the sculpt as separate meshes as well. I made them. Let's turn off light surface, and that's light edge here, here. Okay. And this. Like these. And this. Combine that history. Combine that history. Okay. Now we just need to UV the whole thing. The low poly stuff. All gonna be on the same UVs. Create. Camera based. Feed the torch. There's separation here. And line in the middle. Probably add it in the back here. Why is it doing? I don't like how it's doing it. I should probably as well separate this piece. Fine. Do it like this. Okay. Unfold. Turn on textures. That's okay. Can work on the density a bit later. Okay. this is just cut here. Why is it not liking the cut? It's not allowing to cut there for some reason. Weird. Okay. This, I think I should just do a cut like that. Cut. Let me see. Yeah, that works nice. Cut. Same as this. Simple shapes are so nice to work with. Let me see, can I just unfold this? Like, it doesn't have any distortion. But I'm not sure how it's gonna work. Because it's just... Let me try automatic with it. Yeah, that works better. Just gonna do automatic. Great. Okay, so I want to have a disk. Cut. Let's see how this looks now. Yeah, that looks good to me. And then add a cut there. Should be just two disks on a line. Oh, alright. Like that. Good. There we go. Now that should be two disks on a line. Yeah. Okay. Looking good. No distortions. Don't need it to be that high. 2048. Let me save quickly. And let's look at the tiling. Looks good here. Let me just make sure. Good. Set. Okay. And what I need to do is select the... Why is it doing that? Oh, because I didn't have it selected as an object. Okay. Assign new material. Okay. Now let me call this metal low and call this torch low. Okay. Alright, why are there two of them? I don't need that. Okay, this is gonna be metal high. Delete that. And this is torch high. Okay. Now where's that one? And let's assign the material for this as well. Okay. Export selection. Can move on to texturing now, is this? One sec, I'll open substance quickly. Let me see. Why is it not changing? There you go. That should do it. What I want to do is just get this smart material that I've made before for the gate, so their materials are cohesive. Okay, that should have made the smart material. I can go new project. Torch, low. Create. Discard. Okay, let's see how the bake looks. There should be no issues with the bake. The automatic. And the cage looks better that way. Look at the detail. And these chains, you can see them, but they're not there. It looks like chains on the outside, but the chains are not there. And so that's good. The wood looks good as well. Okay, let me see the smart material that I brought. Wood. Which one is it? I just exported it a second ago and I already forgot which one is it. I think it's this one. I'm not. I don't think it is, no. This is definitely not it. Yeah, there are no layers. 1 second. Let me save this quickly. I'm gonna open a separate file. For some reason, didn't save my smart material. Or either I just can't see it. Oh, it's gonna take a second to just open it again. Maybe I called it gate. Granite. Oh, I think I called it dark gate timber instead of wood. Yeah. I have it. Okay. Let me quickly add a black mask and then let's go here. Just making sure it affects only the pots I need it to affect without touching anything else. I'm a bit worried about the top of the torch. Okay, let's see. Yep. Now let's change the settings. First, try planar. Okay. Looking good. Why is it not affecting? should do it. Okay. I don't like how the grain is looking right now, so let's go to the base. This is the base color. What did I add the grain was? Oh, there you go. This is our grain. The angle is off. Should be like this. Why is it doing that? I don't want to have a grain against torch. Something wrong with my UVs? No, they're the same rotation. This is weird. Let me try UV projection. Okay, this works. I guess I'm gonna go to have to change everything manually. Yeah. Let's see how the details looking. Okay, so we have our grunge. Might want to increase it a bit. Yeah. Yeah, color variation, smoothness. Okay. This is going in the wrong direction. That's a bit of an issue. Seems like the rotation doesn't work as well. Why is it doing that? Oh, it's because of the directional blur. Change the angle. Okay. And it's affecting it a bit too much. This is adding the highlights, by the way. If you're wondering what it's doing. This should be the ambient curve. Okay. This is working as it should. And this as well. Okay. Let's add the metal now. Same here, just gonna add the black mask and select what I wanted to affect. Let me do it this way, yeah. Okay, I think that should do it. Let's see how it looks. But where's the paint layer? Okay. I want some more rust on these. I don't like the brush. Let's go like this. I need to create a new material. So it's gonna be here, paint. Okay, and that's correct there. Let's call this class. And what I wanted to affect is the top. Okay. Let's go to the base materials and just look for fabric material. I need something rough. And something that burns well. Something like this. And let's just add it as a separate. Let's turn that off for now. Make it sort of dark brownish black from the fire. Like that. Don't need the height value. Actually, I might need the height value. Let's turn off this for now. Okay. I don't like the way the direction of the grain. Turn it around. Okay. Now let's look for leather. Something like this. Can remove the color. Just leave the normal map. And see that sort of leather normal? It's adding that sort of detail. Okay. And this color variation from the fabric is looking really good. Okay. Now anchor this and anchor this. Black mask, roughness, turn it up. Go to generators and dirt. Make the color like dark orangey. Okay. Now I want the dirt to spread. So filter, warp, and then filter there. Not too much, just slightly. Then add some variation to that. Let's actually do it before. Cloud. And multiply. Increase the tiling a bit. You can see I can control sort of where it goes. If I go like here, you'll be able to see what we are affecting. I think I made it to like this. Does this work? I think it works nicely actually. It's giving it that sort of color. Although I feel like it's affecting the whole thing now. A bit weirdly. Let's reduce the blur. Maybe the warp as well. Fine. Okay, add levels for more control. You can see I can completely change it. That, okay. And anchor point. Call this dirt roughness. Now we want some highlights. So what I'm gonna do is black mask, fill, not fill, generator, curvature. As you can see, this is affecting the outside. To reduce that, I want to go fill. Should be here. And anchor point. Where is it? Dirt rough. Why can I not see it? Oh, it's cool. I didn't rename it. And then I go multiply. And here I hit subtract. Is it divide? I don't remember. Okay, like this. I'm not sure why it's doing that. There we go, it's giving what I want. Now I want to need the color. This is the highlight. You can see I can make it shiny just by controlling the metallic. And to make it a bit less affecting, go to clouds, multiply, decrease tiling. Look at that. Adding some shine to the... Okay, now third highlights. Let's recall this and go add another generator. Now we're gonna go metal edgeware. This is gonna be the highlight for the edges. Okay, fill, cloud, multiply, increase the tiling. Adding some, I don't like the cloud actually for this one. Let me use pearly noise. It's gonna make it look better. Okay. Swap these and reduce the blur a bit. Okay, and let's change the color and make this shinier slightly. It's gonna be slightly orangey. I want sort of that more of a yellow orange. Could see here, yeah. This is gonna be like sort of the glow where the fire touches the most. Like this. I think it's too bright right now. To kinda make it more diffused. Let's reduce the edgeware a bit. Increase the grunge maybe and then increase the contrast. Okay. Call this higher. Highlight. And next, I'm gonna add a fill, anchor point here, black mask, save. What I want is add an emissive channel. Lie. I knew it crashed. Good, I saved. Every time I separately add an emissive channel, it crashes. I don't know what's wrong. Every time I do that in Substance, it crashes. Like, that's so weird. Should be back on screen now. Yeah. Glad I saved. Okay, let's add it again. Emissive, apply. There we go. Now we change this to emissive. Emissive color. And we go select this color. There we go. Now we go not to filter. fill and use highlight mask. This. Now it's affecting only those points. On top of that, we add a filter called highlight. And now we can control. Go. And now we add another warp filter. Where did I? The opposite. Yeah. Now this is affecting it too much. Okay. Now this wood grain, we don't want it there. So we go to the mask. And we remove the top part of the torch from that. Now that should only affect the bottom. I don't like how it's too straightforward in connection. Instead, maybe like this. Let me paint this. And let's go with a bit less opacity. Maybe more opacity actually. No. Okay. I think this is too bright. The orange is a bit too bright. Let me change the color to something a bit darker. Maybe this should be a bit more whitish. Like that. Completely forgot to change the lighting. This is looking good. Okay, yeah, with the lightning it doesn't look too bright. The metal has nice roughness and metallic contrast there. The wood grain, I don't like how the wood grain is looking. And the dirt. Something's wrong with the dirt. This mask is weird. Okay. I see what's the issue now. Let's add a generator here. Dirt. Hit. Multiply. Let me remove this. Okay. Let's add a filter. And roughness. Too rough. Okay, this is looking better. I think this needs some more variation as well on the color. So I think what I'm gonna do is just add a fill. And this is just gonna be roughness. Then on the black mask, I'm gonna add another fill. Here for some noise mask. Something big like this. Reduce the tiling a bit. Balance that. We're just gonna add some more roughness variation to the material. You can see like these highlights where they disappear. Okay. So you've got everything textured. Let's export the textures. Export. Change the template. Don't think you can see the settings, but I'm changing the settings of the export right now. One sec, I'll open Unreal, open my project, and we can import the asset and see how it looks with the VFX as well. If my Unreal is gonna open. Not opening right now for some reason. Taking some time. Okay, should have opened now. Oh, appearing on stream for some reason. Let me see and check. There you go. It's loading up the map. Nice. Wait, got it loaded up. So the first torch is going to be like here. So let me just import the models in first. Let's see. Folder, torch, port. So, okay. And then let's go to the textures. Import. Should have made a folder. It's fine. Folder. Torch. Drop those in. Okay, let's make a new material. Give me a sec, I'll just share the whole screen. This is a bit annoying. Windows cap. I don't know. What's going on? Why can I not display capture? There we go. That should do it. There you go. Finally. Now you should be able to see the whole thing. Okay, let's drag and drop. Base color. This is emissive. Normal. Red goes to ambient occlusion. Green to roughness. Blue to metallic. Save. Go to material. Now we go to the models. Torch. And search the material. Yep. I'm applying it like this and not inside the scene. So it affects all the torches. So like if I add the model of a torch and apply it on that torch inside the scene, it's not gonna affect every single torch in the future. Okay. Let me just see how it looks. Yeah, looking alright. I have to add some lightning to it. So what I'm gonna do is use the existing blueprint I have. So I have the like fireplace blueprint, yeah. Gonna duplicate it, rename it BP torch. And then what I'm gonna change is the base meshes. So I have this here. Change this. Oops. Like this. Okay. And then change this. Actually, it should be the other way around. So it should be like this. And like this. Compile. Let's check the viewport. I don't need the charcoal here. So delete. And then reduce this value 200, 400. That's how far the light affects. And I'm gonna move it here. And then the fire VFX. So I have the big fire smoke, and for this I need small fire with smoke. Maybe I should use the medium one. Let's try. Could scale it down because it's scalable. Okay, compile and save. Now let's see if I drag in this blueprint. We're gonna have lights. Let there be light. I think this is too bright. We just remove this. What's going on? It's kind of glitchy for some reason. I see what's going on. Let's go back into the blueprint. It's looking fine here. I think the constructions, the event graph might be the issue. Let me reduce the flickering a bit. Like this. I think because the light is smaller, it's affecting. Yeah, so I just need to reduce the flickering a bit. It's fine. I I think this light is affecting it a bit too much though. So let's go to the blueprint. What's affecting it too much right now is this fire. I'm not like a VFX guy, but I looked up how to reduce the light effect on this. I just need to remember it. I don't remember where it is exactly. Let me see what it's called. What was the parameter called that was changing it? I think it was radius. Yeah, so radius scale. If I bring this down to 0, compile, save. And then if I compile this, yeah, so now the only thing that's lighting it up is this brazier light. And I have full control over that. So we can reduce the intensity down quite a bit. Make the color a bit more yellow, like this. Look at that. And remember when I was saying you won't really be able to see the details? That's what I meant. Like, look at this chain. You can't really even see that. It looks like a stick from far away. That's why I just made the stick. But that's good. Now we have something that can light up the pass. So let me see. I need to change the braze light to the settings that I've made here into here. So like this. Let me just these settings. Okay. 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 Now compile, save. Let's remove this torch here. Why can I not remove it? Okay. Create folder, torches. Okay. Now drag and drop. And this is going to be in the folder. Then the magnet one. Now when I move it, it's going to be trying to attach it to the surface. Not going well so far. Okay, it is doing it. I need to change the pivot. Modeling, edit pivot, and now left. Let me see. Right. There you go. And accept. Wait, what? Accept. Why is it still doing that? Whatever, I can change those details later. Maybe I need to change it in the blueprint itself. I think the issue is here. Lies with the actual torch. So now here, it's fine. What's up with this blueprint? Maybe I need a new blueprint. Okay, now it's fine. We're good. Why is the flame not where I want it? That is a problem. look in the viewport. Both the light and the flame got moved. So let's just bring them back where they should be. I'm not sure why that happened. Probably when I moved the pivot point. Okay. It's a bit annoying. Let me do 10. And let me save everything I've done so far. Save selected. Okay. The way it's glitching, let me see if it's the same if I play. Okay, there is some issue with the blueprint. Why is it disappearing like that? So it's fine in the viewport. Maybe I need to bring it up a bit. Not sure. I have no idea what's happening right now. So when I move it, the light is appearing. If I'm moving. Okay, let's press play. Okay, it's fine here. And it's not. Okay, so it's like you can see it only from the particular angle. I think the issue might be because the flame is inside the model. So maybe if I do it like this. Why are you doing that? This is so weird. I didn't have any issues with the brazier flame, but it's happening for the torch. I might have to look into that. I'm not sure. It's definitely some issue with the way it's placed. I think if I just burn it out completely, it's gonna be. Never mind. Maybe it's not with the placement issue. Let's bring it back down. And why could you be doing it? Like, it's fine in the viewport here. I legit don't understand why is that occurring. Let me bring up the source a bit. Maybe it's because of that. Dude, like, I actually have no idea. So like, it's as if you can't see it when it moves too far to the side. I don't know. Yeah, like when I'm on the side, I can't see it. When I move to the front, I can. Why is that happening? Doesn't make sense at all to me. As well, the way it's flickering. See if this helps. Let me bring this down a bit. That's not the issue as well. I mean, they're only... Let me try debug. Okay, I'm gonna try something else. I'm gonna go here and choose a different fire. Wait. And as fire medium. That should have just changed. Okay, so it's not the fire issue. The issue is not with the fire. Or maybe it is. Let me add a bigger fire, I don't know. Let me add the massive fire. No, it's not with the fire. Definitely. This doesn't make sense to me. Like, it just disappears when you look at it from a different angle. Does it... Like in game, you can't even see the fire at all. Really, really weird. As well, I quite like how the straps came out. It actually looks like it's strapped in some claws, something like that. I didn't think it would turn out that well with me just not even making separate strap and just sculpting some lines in that look like claws. Looks quite nice. As well, these small little dots look like sparks on the torch. It's even more glitchy now. What if I select something else? Dude, this just doesn't make any sense. Right, I think I'm gonna end the stream. I'm gonna have to go watch a bunch of VFX tutorials. And what's the issue? Thank you for everyone who stayed and watched. Hope this was fun. I'll be posting the VOD so you can check it out later. Have a good day.